All right, 2nd and 8 now after a 2-yard gain for Allen. Smith hit, throws to his intended receiver, and it is 1st and 10. Deep drop, throws down the field. As a receiver, did he keep his feet in bounds? And that's A.D. Mitchell again. And that is another completion. 2nd and 7 for New York. First possession of the game. They have 1 first down. This pass batted down. It looks like maybe Y.A. Black was the guy who playing nose tackle this year, and he's been doing well. He's a big guy, and if he occupies people in the middle, it could free up a lot of guys around him.
And Y.A. Black, he had a really good game last week, and he is looking to add on to that. You see the batted pass.
We got Mitchell, Wilson, and Amari Cooper in the game now for the Jets. And this one is Mason Taylor. I'm sorry. He, by the way, is the son of Hall of Famer Jason Taylor, trying to stop this drive by New York. Allen gets it, and right off the bat, he's hit there. And it's Patrick Queen who comes up and makes the open field tackle, and a good one.
And that is Patrick Queen right there. This is what he loves to do, come downhill and be able to meet the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage.
Inside linebacker for the Steelers. 2nd 11 after the loss. Smith looking left, throwing right. It's Braylon Allen's right there. Makes a short completion before Peyton Wilson wraps him up. Last week had a 31-yard touchdown run in their game against Tampa Bay. Smith rolling right, throwing as his man. That's a first down for the Jets. 1st and 10. Ball at the 13-yard line. Smith rolling, throwing. Open man right there. It's going to be Jelani Woods. And Jelani Woods gets in for a touchdown. They just put him into the game, and right off the bat, guy out of the University of Virginia scores the first points of this game on a very nice drive engineered by Geno Smith.
Now with play action, you can see Patrick Queen and Alex Highsmith right there. Miscommunication, leaving wide open receiver. That's just something you can't have both of those in the receiving yards. Yes, absolutely.
We saw that with Kenneth Gainwell last year. Again, it's Warren, this time going nowhere. And that was Harrison Phillips, the big defensive tackle out of Stanford, who makes the play.
We talked about this was one of the keys prior to the game is getting this running game going. Sav 72.
Two-time ACC championship game MVP. Had a big career at Clemson. Handoff goes to Wangu, and he's going nowhere. And that is Rayshon Jenkins, who came in and made the play once again.
He spent a lot of time up in Cleveland. He's a veteran guy they brought in here a couple weeks ago. They wanted him to help solidify the back end of the defense, and he is showing up in big ways.
Their first down on this one after a 3 and out. It's Howard. In pressured, and he's gotten there and down. And that's David Bailey, who was brought in as the 2nd overall pick here. Got around Broderick Jones, it looks like.
And this one here is unfortunate there because of the protection.
Benton, who will get $18 million a year on average. Omar Cooper Jr. back in at pressure again. Klubnik rolling here, and he can do this. 3rd and 2. He's going to get that and plenty more as he gets down from behind there, being pursued by Peyton Wilson. But man, that's a big game by Cade Klubnik, and he's done that a lot in his career at Clemson.
And he has the ability to use his legs just right there.
3rd and 20, just what Patrick Graham and this defense wants. Klubnik fires short of first down to get a lot of that yardage back. The ball is out. Isaiah Williams fumbles it. And we'll see who has it at this point. Take a look at it again, Charlie.
You can see they've been working on punching the football out. Yes, the completion is there, but everybody's now stripping out that football. You can see
Sean Elliott.
Sean Elliott right there, quarterback of that secondary, able to get his hand on that football, rip it out. Now the ball's on the ground. That's one they're going to have to work on if they are able to get on that football out to set up a great field position for the Steelers.
McNamara back again to punt, his 2nd of the game. Reaching back and retreating inside the 20-yard line. It's a high hanger. He gets it. He has some space. Looking to get a block. Turns the corners. Dragged down. Ball comes on. It looks like the Jets may have gotten it. It was stripped. Flags fly there. Malik McClain. All right, Jaylen Warren back in the game for the Steelers now. They retain possession after it looked like the Jets had the ball. Last play of the first quarter. He's going to go good 6 or 7 yards, I should say. Warren, and that's the kind of run we expect from Warren. Jaylen Warren, Riley Nowakowski, and is at fullback. We saw him score a touchdown last week in that win against Green Bay. Warren, head down, gets extra yardage and gets first down yardage. As we return to action, 1st and 10 after the Warren carry. Warren again trying to go inside and does a pretty good job right there of getting some extra yards.
And he looks really good. Even though he's close to 300 pounds, he looks really good and it holds well for him.
3rd and 8, pressure comes. Howard steps up, delivers, and a strike. It's Ben Skoranek who had 2 big 3rd down conversions last week. And it was Azariah Thomas who makes the play not before he gets 16 yards and another first down.
And Skoranek just working the big in route. And the one thing I like is Will Howard allowing the receiver to run.
All right, here's Dowdle with his best gain of the night. Bounces off a couple of guys, gets back up, but he was down by contact. And DK Metcalf are in there. 2 big guys to go along with the other guys. They have a tight end. It's Howard, and he throws that right into traffic there, and it's Andre Sisco who makes the interception, and that is a return that will take the Steelers away from getting any points and set up the Jets. And Andre Sisco, a 3rd round pick of Jacksonville, he signed with the Jets this year. 1 year, $8.5 million, makes a big play, and the Steelers, absolutely the guy who's very good at run stopping. Quick hitter, and it's knocked down there by Jack Sawyer, who got his mitts on it. That was intended for Isaiah Williams, and Sawyer came up to knock it down. Good play by 33.
And Jack Sawyer, he is that next star on the rise.
Jets have only run 5 plays here in the 2nd quarter. Charlie's pretty much been Steelers, but they made the big interception by Andre Sisco. 3rd and 5, a big one now for Howard. Puts that one intended for Roman Wilson. Flags fly, and that is intercepted by Samuel Womack of the Jets. It's one of those things, I think he's pretty proud about that. He was an emergency fullback, and of all things, he was wide open, and Brady found it. Oh, pressure there, and here come the Steelers. Cole Holcomb was in there as well as others, but Holcomb taking care of that one, and they just came after Klubnik, who didn't have much time whatsoever.
That was one of those ones to meet me at the quarterback here. Jack Sawyer, he gets there first along with Cole Holcomb.
Well, you mentioned Sawyer.
Might want to check
no
out.
question about it. The access to watch Steelers come in, and also the food. Here's pressure again. Carson Bruner gets to Cade Klubnik. Back-to-back, beautiful plays by number 44. All right, so let's take a look at the sack once again. Look at Bruner, quick.
You can see him right through the chest of the running back on his way to the quarterback, wrapping up, making sure.
4th and 5. Jets did this earlier, and they just waited to see if the Steelers would jump offside, and that is an incomplete pass to Levi Wentz. It was too high. Sam Scott in the backfield now. Cade Klubnik remains at quarterback, and there is a really good defensive play by the Steelers. Gain of 8 sets up 2nd and 8. Steelers trailing 7-0. Haller again looking, good coverage down the field. He's being pursued. He throws it down the field, has a receiver there, and it's going to be Lake McCree, the tight end. Did he get his feet down? Yes, he did, and that's the biggest play of the night for the Steelers on offense here. Boy, Haller under pressure, 39 yards.
And this is one here. You'll see the Steelers offense. They're going to press the tempo here because they're unsure on replay whether he got his feet in. They're going to try.
With Drew Haller in the shotgun. Pressure again from the outside, and it's going to be too much. Chase Wilson got there, but the pressure and the edge really forced that play and forced Allen. Wilson gets credit for it, but there was a lot of pressure coming from the outside.
A lot of pressure, just could not identify it. A lot of miscommunication out there. You have offensive linemen running, looking right. The pressure's coming to the left. So, again, they have to get on the right page, knowing they were in potential.
Pressure from the backside, and once again it's going to be a sack by the Jets. Jack Driscoll was the offensive lineman who was beaten on that play. And that's Nate Lynn, number 92, came in there, and you'll see it right here.
You can see him just trying to fill it out. That edge will cut short. And anytime you do that, it's very tough to get your feet back around and gain leverage. All you can do is hold on.
Cornell Powell, number 85 in the game for the Steelers. Guy who spent some time with the UFL. Haller hit him down the field, and they need something like that to spark this offense here in the 4th quarter. Pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Joaquin Davis, and that will result in a 4th down and a punt situation.
Yeah, this is one here. Nice job by Lou Nichols on the pass protection. That's one that Jaquan Davis has to have.
He was 7 for 7 on that drive. There's a little screen, and that's a good play right there. That's going to go for a lot of yardage there. Trying to get into the end zone is denied there by the Steelers, and instead it's going to be a big gainer. And it looks like it's Junior Bergen.
That is
44 yards, Junior Bergen.
And that is one right there with Steelers brought pressure, hitting the receiver screen. Great play call by the Jets, catching the Steelers off balance, and just that little bit.
Steelers trying to make something happen here defensively. Pressure's on, ball batted up in the air. And Windman almost had an interception there. Julius Welshoff, I believe, got his hands on it. Good pressure by the Steelers. They came after him.
Realizing it's a quick throw, get your hands up.
Field is an incomplete pass. 4th down. Got
a 39-yard effort. Cade York was on before halftime, missed one from 59 yards. These two guys battling it out for the Jets to be the place kicker. And this one is right down the middle by Sanders on several occasions here. And let's make it tough on the Steelers' offensive line. Here's Aller again under pressure, and again he goes down. Once again, that's Nate Lynn. That's his second one of the night. He's been a force on that defensive line and edge rushing position.
This is one here where the offensive line has to do a better job.
Looks beautiful so far in this preseason, no doubt about it. Steelers trying to get some traction here on this surface. That's a pass, and it's incomplete. Brown once again defensively.
This is the method that they took. How much will we see these guys next week in the final preseason game?
Jets are 5 of 13 on 3rd down. Cook rolling, throwing. Good tackle right there, and that's going to be short of 1st down yardage. Andrew Beck was the man who made the reception. Now they call it incomplete. Take a look at it again.
Please reset the game clock to 3:58. It will start at the snap.
That gives them about 22 seconds added on.
Aller throwing, good coverage once again. And that was, again, Kenny James, who was the intended receiver, and not much available there, and they're going to have to punt once again.
Tough one. They're not able to get separate.
It doesn't happen very often in this stadium for sure. Cam Johnston once again. Junior Bergen is back there to get it. Up the middle he goes, and this is what he did so well in FCF football. 8 return touchdowns, which is why the Jets this week just brought him in very last minute. 54 yards on that kick, but straight up the middle for 30 yards goes Junior Bergen.
He was patient, setting it up, foot in the ground, accelerates, splits defenders. If you're trying to make a play, you want to do so on special teams.
So we'll get a look at that for the very first time. Cook looking deep, has his man there. It's Quincy Skinner, and they ruled out a touchdown. Looked like he might have been short, but Skinner in one-on-one coverage, and Cook put it right on the money. You didn't expect that with 2 minutes left. Looked like they were just going to run this thing out. And you see Jamison in coverage. He was grabbing him too, but they're going to give him the touchdown because he was not down after he hit the ground.
Not at all. A little push off there. He was able to get away from it. Goes down on the ground.
They knew they needed to shore up on their defense, which did not produce many turnovers, if at all. No interceptions. They've done a pretty good job of that. Hurleman has it. It's a little bit of an opening up the middle across the 30 to the 32-yard line. 19 seconds left. Aller, this time over the middle, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Jaheim Bell. It was right there again, but thought he might get it on the rebound, but he didn't.
That's one right there. You see Drury. Not much more he can do at that point. He realizes, throttles his receiver down because he realized there's going to be a collision.
So far in this drive, Aller 5 for 6, 42 yards. Zings it over the middle, in and out of the hands. It was a little bit maybe behind his intended receiver, Lance Mason, but it goes as an incomplete pass.
I was one dude trying to take your shot down the middle. Nice placement. Just not able as a Jets defender.
All right, final play of the game here. Pressure stepping up as Aller trying to get away from it. He does. He fires into the end zone, but overthrows everyone. Just a good job to get out of the pressure there. Looked like a potential sack, and that fittingly is how this game's going to end. It just not go the Steelers' way tonight.